Kevin Webb from Manassas, Virginia. My dad taking me to see the Washington Senators in D.C. I was sad when they left.
So that explains why you're a Nationals fan.
Correct. This is my second year of spring training, the season ticket holder.
What was your normal routine around spring training other years before
Other
season
years
tickets?
I've come by and come down and done like the whole circuit and done like most of the parks. One year we missed 2 parks, so the next year I was the in-charge guy and I made sure we did all the parks. And then we've also gone out west and seen the parks in Arizona. Yeah, I've done a lot of baseball in the last 8 years. This is my 7th year actually.
Playing baseball with my dad. I became a fan of playing the game. My aunts and uncles always had it on whenever we went to any relative's house during baseball season. It used to bore me.
So did you become interested again at any point in your life?
Yes, when I could no longer play baseball, suddenly watching became an option. Well, I started watching during the World Series, the playoffs, when Miami was involved. I was recently moved here and the local team was involved, so it was very easy to start watching. Although I was aware they became a franchise at the same time the Rockies became a franchise, and I was living in Denver then, so I was very aware of that. Just relaxing and going to the Sounds games in Nashville and being with friends, and you never knew who was going to show up. In the regular section, we just sat near first base. Well, the last 2 years, the Marlins building up and having some real contenders, seeing players like Marcell Ozuna really develop. Marcell Ozuna, even though he wasn't great when they first brought him on, seeing the potential in someone like him and seeing him really develop has been really enjoyable. And the fact that the Marlins finally got a catcher that could hold the position and was a great smart player, that to me is anchoring position on the team. And then the death of Jose Fernandez kind of pulled a plug on things, but all the other elements were there. So watching last year, even though they didn't win as much as people thought they should have, it was there. And watching the players really perform, the only thing we were missing were pitchers.
A tremendous fan. I used to take my transistor radio and when I went to bed and put it under my pillow and listen to every Pirate game way into the night. And but I do have a very good I have every Pittsburgh Pirate card, Topps card, from the 58 to 1990. I collected every Pirate card. But yeah, I went to games. Not a whole lot. I then when I was in my teens and 20s, I had a good friend that was handicapped. She was in a wheelchair. She used to go to every game, home game, and we used to go together. And we got good seats and a lot of fun. But back to baseball, I was thinking, let me name you every player of the 67 Pirates.
Okay.
Clendenin at first, Mazeroski at second, Gene Alley at shortstop, Hebner at third, Alou Clemente right field, Alou Stargell center, Alou left field, Sanguine behind the plate, and of course there were many pitchers. First one to come to mind was Elroy Face.
I think maybe you have a potential future career in baseball park organist.
Yeah, perhaps.
Hi, my name is Jerry, and I guess my experience with baseball has been pretty fun, except that I don't know much about the actual game. My friend took me to a bark at the park. Apparently, that's one of the things that the stadiums do to bring in business, and you know what? That's really very effective because I spent loads of money just to take my dog and hang out with other dogs, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I definitely don't know who won, who even was playing, to be quite honest with you. I totally think, yeah, you're right. I think it's probably true that Miami probably was playing. But hey, I mean, I just love the fact that you can get to know people from different backgrounds and have absolutely nothing in common other than you're all at the park. And hey, I
all have dogs.
And we all have dogs. And yeah, it was cool that we had beer because, it just, I guess it made it a little more fun.
Okay, my name is Jeff Newcomb, and this is my baseball Lori story. Lori called me one day and wanted to go see a baseball game, a Marlins baseball game in Miami. So we met at a place we both knew and rode down together and spent very little time actually watching baseball. We stayed in the clubhouse or whatever it is where the beer was most of the time, talking about all kinds of stuff, but not baseball. We did see maybe 20 minutes of the game. And then when it came time to leave, it became apparent that Lori was a little bit drunk. So we were the last people getting out of the place, it seemed, and all of the concessions were throwing everything away. So we passed one concession, and this man steps out with a garbage bag full of popcorn and other garbage, pieces of pretzel and all kind of stuff like that. And Lori said she wanted some popcorn. And the man said, "We don't have any. We're closed." And he said, "Wait a minute." And he turns around and leaves. So Lori took an insulated lunch bag that we had won at a roulette-like thing. Well, no, wait a minute. First, she just grabbed that bag. And the guy came back to the door. To his credit, he came back to the door with a box of Cracker Jacks to give her. But we had grabbed this garbage bag full of popcorn, and she's hauling it down the corridor like Santa Claus over her shoulder. So we get almost to the stairs to start going down to go out to the parking lot, and a security guard says, "You can't carry that out of here," and wouldn't let her take it. And she had a fit, didn't know what to do, and then remembered the insulated lunch bag we had won at the whatever that thing was. And so she takes out her bag and stuffs it full of popcorn and garbage. I mean, everything it would hold, and zips it up, and that placated her, and we walk out and leave. Get back out to the car, and I said, "Hey, how about I drive us back home?" So I drove us back, just to make sure I lived through it. I drove us back to where I was parked. And by the time we got there, Lori was talking like she was all over all the effects of all that beer and seemed pretty sober to me. So I hugged her and she goes on her way. And I went home. And the next day, she emails me and she said that she couldn't really remember what happened. And she didn't know where this lunch bag thing came from that was in her car and why it was full of popcorn. She couldn't remember any of that. And I thought, Jesus Christ, did I let her drive? That's my story. It's not flattering, but it's all true.
Welcome back, baseball fans. It's all over. Game 37 of 37. No rain delays, no rainouts, just sun, sun,